everybody. It's Leah Etling with Running USA, and I'm excited to be here today with another 5 questions for you. I'd like to welcome Laura Renteria, who is a new member of Running USA with her company, Track Meet. Welcome.
Hi, thanks, Leah. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're excited to hear about what you're up to because it's a very cool startup event concept. So let's dive right into it. Tell us about Track Meet, what's going on, and what you're planning for next year.
Yeah, so Track Me is, like you mentioned, it's brand new, starting up. We are going to have our first event in March 21st at Tropical Park here in Miami. It's going to be a festival style track meet. So there's nothing quite like it out there. And we're really excited to be building this event for everyday runners. So you don't have to be elite, you don't have to be an expert. You could even be a beginner just getting into running. And this event is going to be for you and for your family and everybody who wants to support you.
So you say festival style. I'm immediately thinking Burning Man, but that's probably not accurate. Tell me a little bit more about what it's going to be like, what the atmosphere that you're going for is.
Yeah, so imagine festival style, but within a track complex. So we are thinking going to have DJs, food vendors, recovery zones, special dedicated areas for the athletes, their run clubs, their teams, but not necessarily Burning Man style where everybody's going to be all crazy. It's an athletic performance event and it's focused on the athletes and the people that are coming to watch them.
So you mentioned run clubs. I'm sure that's an important part of the participation base. Tell us a little bit about how you're working with those groups.
Yeah, so for the mini meets that we're hosting every other week at Flamingo Park, we're inviting different members of different run clubs to come and run timed races with their other run club members. And so for the main event, we're looking at it at like a track meet invitational where like back in high school, different schools would come and you'd get scored based on your school's participation, how your runners did. That's how we're looking at it here in integrating the run clubs into the event. So if you're part of Miami Run Club or Brickell Run Club, like you will be able to join as part of that team and compete individually for yourself and as a team.
And how about those who might be interested in coming from further afield? Is it open to anybody?
Yeah, open to anybody. Right now we're focusing on Miami and South Florida, but I've had some people reach out to me on the Instagram stuff that I've been posting from Texas, from Austin. People are like, "When is this coming to our city?" And I'm like, "Well, you can come to Miami in March, but eventually we'll get there."
Very cool. What distances? Are we doing everything from the sprints to how long of a longest event will you have?
So in the dream, it's every event in a track meet that you could possibly do, right? But for the amount of time and the amount of people that we want to host, it's not possible. So we're looking at like a 5.5 hour physical running window. And our gauge for our numbers is max 1,000 runners. We're looking to hit around 800 is our goal. So we've been having to cut down on the actual event times, but we do want to do everything from 100-meter dashes to mile races and a big focus on relays. So that team participation where you come and you make your team, you have your run club and you race against each other.
Oh, that's awesome. I was a high school track nerd myself, and relays were the best. Like, there's nothing more exciting than getting to team up with your teammates and go race together. It's so fun.
Right. Exactly.
So, you mentioned when we were chatting at the top of the call that this is actually a side hustle for you, something you're doing as a passion project. Tell me a little bit about what prompted you to go in this direction.
Yeah, so it is a side hustle. I have a 9 to 5, which now I'm working 24/7, but I'm not noticing it because I love it so much. I'm having a lot of fun. So the idea of it came up when I was talking with my one friend about my experience running my first marathon, which was this year in Miami in February, and specifically how I felt so supported by the amount of people that came on race day to cheer me on, like throughout the city. Like every kind of time I turned, I saw more friends, people from my community, and I was shocked and it made me feel really good, right? Especially at the end when you're crossing the finish line, it's like everybody's like cheering for you and you're like, oh my God, what is everybody doing here? That was really cool. And we were talking like, I wish that everybody could have that feeling. And it kind of reminded me of like high school track where everybody's cheering when you're running around. But not everybody is going to train for and run a marathon, right? Because that's really hard. So how else could we get people to have that same experience? And maybe a track meet for adults. That's kind of how it came up, right? And then we were thinking like, well, why isn't there a track meet for adults? And so that's kind of how we came up with the idea. And we're like, this is something we want to do. And I'm already really kind of embedded, I guess, in the running communities. Like I don't have one run club that I like to go to. I hop around to a bunch of different ones. So it kind of made me think like this is a cool way too to bring people together. And it kind of just fit into all these different facets of my life that I already like to do on top of my regular job. So it's like, why not go for it?
So I'm wondering if you see any opportunities for cross collaboration, say between more traditional road race style events like the marathon that you mentioned that you did, and then this new concept that you're putting together.
Yeah, definitely. So when we're looking at like the structure of the event, right now we're doing it at Tropical Park, which is in like a bigger park and has the track in the center. And I'm thinking that we have the track races, but we could also turn this into a bigger sort of invitational style event, right? Where you have the track races, where you have maybe a traditional road race that happens in the morning, or it's like an exhibition also. So I see this as being like you could have a road race, you could have a track race, you could have some fun, like the pole vault clubs doing an exhibition in the middle, like having this really bring all different parts of the athletic and active community together.
You mentioned field events right there, which was something I wanted to ask about as well. Will you
Mm.
have field events at your first iteration, or is that
At the first iteration, no,
okay?
and none for like competition for the general public, right?
Mm.
But I am talking to some friends that are have part of pole vault clubs, and there are those right in Miami. So we're thinking of inviting a pole vault club teams, individuals that they do it for their own recreation, for their own fun, and kind of having them giving them a platform to do that in front of spectators.
Amazing. So, how can people follow along, see what you're up to, get in on the excitement?
They can follow us on Instagram is where we're most active, Track Meet Running. And that's where we post most things about mini meets right now. And we just launched the new branding on the new website. So we're going to start really pushing on the marketing for the actual event. But right now, where the meat of our experiences is in the mini meets. So if anybody is in Miami or the South Florida area and they want to come out to a mini meet, I'm doing one this Sunday. And then I'm doing them bi-weekly as we go. So
Great. Anything else you'd like everybody to know?
I don't think so. Follow along if you're interested in participating, coming, you want to give me any sort of advice. I am open to hearing anything and everything as I figure this out.
I love that. Well, our Running USA community is really good at that, so you might just get a few emails based on that comment.
I
Uh,
would love it.
Laura
Yeah.
Renteria, thank you so much for chatting with me and best of luck with the new venture.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.